David, great to be with you today here in Cannes. Maybe let's just begin with the most recent news from the company overall, and that's of course the acquisition of Silent Pool Distillers. Not much maybe you can say at this point, but obviously an exciting development for the company.
Yes, David. Well, it's great to see you again. Yeah, absolutely. Very new news for us. I think we announced it a couple of weeks ago, and so we're literally now in discussions to get our arms around it and work out how we move it forward. But no, listen, Silent Pool is a beautiful, distillery, beautiful gin, and it fits really nicely into our gin category play. Hendrix is doing incredibly well in this sort of, the super premium category. So we're really excited about that, and that's continuing to go from strength to strength. But Silent Pool allows us to play in the sort of the ultra premium category, and that is going to allow us just to come with a much bigger category play, going forward. And if you look at IWSR stats, they have the future growth of gin is going to be far more in the super and ultra premium categories. So I think it's bang on from that side of it.
Okay. Well, we look forward to hearing a lot more about what you're going to do with the brand in the future, of course. But just looking 10 months into the year, 9-10 months into the year now at this point, heading towards the end of 23, broadly speaking, strong recovery in travel retail. What's been the William Grant & Sons performance and feeling about the industry and travel retail this year?
Yeah, listen, I mean, we're feeling very positive about it. I mean, it's just been fantastic to see it come back, and come back probably quicker than we thought it would, to be honest, probably about 12 months quicker than we thought it would. Our brands are doing really well, tracking well. I think we're doing sort of the brand health trackers, and we're getting all the sort of signals back that you'd want to see. Still waiting for Asia to fully open up. Yeah. That's been a little bit slower than I guess we'd have expected, but I think overall we're going to, and we had a few little bumps at the start of the year with glass production and just a few little supply chain issues still to even out. But overall we're going to finish really strong with momentum going to 2024.
So looking ahead at 24 and where you're thinking about investment, geography, prioritization and so on, big picture, what are you thinking in terms of where the growth is going to come from? Where's the acceleration going to come from? I guess Asia bouncing back in a big way in 24, which is the expectation more broadly, is a big part of the story ahead, right?
It is. I mean, listen, I think single malt whiskey is obviously key for us, and it's what we're founded on, and we see the single malt whiskey category just going from strength to strength. The growth is incredible. And I think on top of that, the gin category and the premium, ultra premium is going to grow. So I think we very much see the category and our play being more in the premiumization of the categories, and I think the value exchange of what consumers are looking for is how can we continue to premiumize, offering beautiful, exclusive where possible, offerings in the channel that will excite consumers, be disruptive, and bring a value to retailers and consumers that isn't just price. It's actually something more, and I think that's where we see this going. And Asia, as you say, I think speaks to that in volumes. So it'll be great to see Asia back into its full momentum. And I think that's probably going to be halfway through next year.
And speaking of both single malts and premiumization, obviously with Glenfiddich, you've had the big story really in the last year for the company has been the Perpetual collection and the rollout of that. Just what's the progress you're making there? What are the next steps in terms of what you're going to do with the collection in travel retail?
Yeah, listen, Perpetual is a big step for us. We're really pleased with how it's now settling down. We wanted to be disruptive. We wanted it to premiumize Glenfiddich. It's doing both of those. We've got some really nice brand health tracking statistics, which are supporting the journey we're on, and actually we're getting consumers that saying that they see Perpetual, and it does make them think even more for Glenfiddich, that it's a more premium, more luxurious brand. They're excited with what they see. And I think going forward you'll see us build on top of that, and have some nice range architecture that continues to premiumize and go forward there. But I mean it's good. It takes a while to make sure Perpetual is seen by consumers as being the new Glenfiddich offering in the channel. So I think you'll see us doing even more around Perpetual as we go into 2024, just to really cement its position.
So there's still a work to go in terms of building that awareness among the consumer base overall, that this is the new look for.
There's still work to do, and I think, and candidly, I think in Asia is because it's not managed to get its full distribution, and we've not, or we've not managed to put in place the permanent visibility we might like round about it. So you've got Incheon, which is now opening up with the new concessionaires, and Hong Kong opening up, etc., and even Shanghai with the new duplex stores going back in there. So it's all happening. It's all happening. It's all really exciting. I think it just continues to build momentum.
And you're also doing some interesting things recently, and have done in the past, of course. Most recent example I'm thinking of in terms of collaborations like Grand Yozakura, things like this that are a bit niche, a bit different, and bring something else to both brand and category. Maybe just the thinking about those, and are there going to be future collaborations along those lines that you're already in the pipeline and planning?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, Grand Yozakura, it's just really special. And it's just a privilege to be able to be offered that and be able to have that in the channel and to offer it to consumers. And I know I was looking forward to it coming out. I went and bought a bottle myself. It's beautiful whiskey, beautifully packaged. And I think it really does help also premiumize further, Glenfiddich, because you can actually see where Glenfiddich, can play, and we've built on that with some of our high rate expressions and the time series that you've seen there. So Yozakura was a one-off offering, and that's I think almost gone through now. So we've got another surprise in the waiting for next year, which you'll see, but it's coming out in 2024. So there'll be another one in that sort of positioning for the brand.
And more broadly in NPD, development of product for next year, we'll see some more exciting things across the range from the group?
From the group, certainly, yes, from the group. Obviously, single malts we're very active on, but we've got some exciting news that's going to come in some of the other categories that we play in, on top of Silent Pool, obviously, which would be good. So, NBD, I think, will always be a key part of our growth strategy to keep ourselves interesting and relevant and disruptive.
And here at Cannes and beyond, for the next few months, what are the kind of key elements of the conversations you're having with retailer partners, for example, here this week and beyond, about key priorities? What are your big asks, maybe even of them, in the sector as you go forward? Everyone talks about space, of course, for their own brands and premiumizing a bit more. But for you, from the William Grant's point of view, what are those thoughts?
Sometimes it sounds simple, but getting the basics right and just making sure those basics are really in place. So having great visibility, so we're doing our best to have the right architectures, the right brand shapes, and that are really exciting to consumers and are great for the channel, and whether they're exclusive or they're premiumized or gifting. And I think to work with our retail partners to say, how can we ensure that we just look brilliant at the point of execution? How can we be disruptive? How can we look amazing? How can we be exciting? How can we help you develop your categories that we play in? And we're privileged to have some brands with Glenfiddich, Balvenie, Hendrix, that Monkey Show, that lead in certain categories, and I think we have a responsibility. And we have we're very strong and very productive conversations with our partners, retail partners, and how we do that together. So I think it's more collaboration. It's a much more of a collaborative approach going forward. While together we're looking at how we disrupt and we inspire at the point of execution. So and those are the conversations this week. Working through the MPD, making sure that we listen to the feedback we're getting. We can't be everything to everyone, so we're probably we are a more potently led business now, in terms of pretty focused as to where we should be and we want to be, and making sure we've got the resources and energy in those spaces.
Okay, good. Well, we look forward to seeing how that all comes to life the rest of this year and into next. David, thanks very much for joining us on the video view here at Cannes.
Absolute pleasure, Dermot.